Hi everyone, Mark Hills from AUFX Pro Trading. Okay, you've all heard over the last 18 months or 12 months, 14 months, whatever it is, I've been working with EAs to run on the strategies that I use. We've had varying degrees of success and still working with it. However, we have now come to a point where I have had a massive breakthrough in what we are doing and what we are achieving. So this is the first insight, even my clients that will get this upgrade all free of charge. Haven't seen this. I've been running it only this week, but what the outcome of what it is doing and the way that we have constructed this. So basically, we're still using the nucleus of what I've had in there before. However, we are now running another filtering process over it and also fine-tuning where we are taking our trades. Whereas before we were getting one trade opportunity, we'll come through and have a look. As you can see, I've changed that. And now when everything is perfect, each bar we're firing off another trade until the rules say don't trade. This is an absolute massive step up. So I've managed to create filters that keep us out of more of the sideways, and we are focusing more on where these FX pairs trend. All right, so that is the main point of it. So, what's going to happen is we're going to have a trending market for 1-2 weeks. Then it will be sideways and nothing, as it always does for 1 or 2 weeks. And pretty much in there, we're sitting on the sidelines. We're not interested in it. Once we close out the last trade of our series, then we'll sit on the sidelines or at minimal risk until we fire again. So with this, as I said, existing EA clients receive all this as a free upgrade. There is no charge for upgrades. Any of you guys that have been monitoring in this and are deciding to have a go at it, you can purchase these latest codes either as EA formation, so the code and the EA, or I will be selling a certain amount that will be just code only that you can visual or manual trade with. I personally, any manual trading I do from here on in, this is going to supersede the PT3 and PT2 that I originally have used and had great success with, and what we started the EA out with. These formations will basically be PT2, what we're running here now, a 2-bar formation sort of thing. So that's what we'll be doing. So as we move forward from here, the cost of getting into this is going to climb. It is not going to be, as I've said all the way through, this is not going to be unlimited pardon me, exposure. It will be limited very much to a small nucleus. At present, I've got a small nucleus of clients that I've let come on board. Now we're to this stage, I'm happy to let some more, but the costs of this, as time goes on, are going to increase and increase as we move forward because of what it's capable of doing. So let's come through now and have a look and see what the hell I'm talking about. And for you guys that have been working with this, you're going to see instantly the difference on what we've got now as to where we've been and where we're heading. So let's come through and have a look. Okay, so this is the pound yen. So we're looking at, in this particular series, is the pound yen, the US dollar yen, and the Canadian yen, and probably bringing in the Australian dollar yen. They've all got the yen in there. They seem to be what's performing the best out of it. The US dollar yen and the Canadian yen are just mind-blowing, the results that's in there, and we'll have a quick look at that. So when we get life in the Aussie dollar, and of course Britain is in all sorts of trouble economically, as is the US. We're going to see some movement coming into the currency. So at some point we can throw this code on other pairs and probably do some fine tuning. With these codes, I've fine tuned these just a little bit for the these ones here, the pound yen, the US dollar and the Canadian yen and that. So of course, with all this work, as you know, Kieran Albuquerque, he does the coding and he also has input into what we're doing here as well, sort of thing. So some of these we work on jointly and to get to where we need to go. But this is just, the dynamics of this is outstanding. So on the screen you can see we've now got a band down here. This is a band of indicators that we've put together, and another band here. So this band here, anything that's fully enclosed in that gets taken out. So this helps eliminate the sideways chop that comes after we get long runs. Now I'm not going to disclose what these indicators are all that are. You guys that are clients, when it comes out to you, yes, you'll get to see what they are, but just for now, that's what it is. So when we run, so on visual, you can still have this on here, or you can take these off of here. All these codes, they are running on there. So you do not have to have this on screen if you don't want to. But visually trading, I will have it on there just to sort of give me a little bit more of an indication of where we are and what we're doing. But the EA, it doesn't require that on there. It's all done in the background. All you need to have is the chart and it will mark the formations on there. So let's just come back to the start of this year and have a look at this here. So we'll come back and go right back to, so there's December and we're coming into December. So here's the first inclination of what we can expect from it. So again, for you guys that don't have this or familiar with what I do, all these formations that are marked all have the targets marked on them, and that also happens in the EA. So they are all the targets of those trades. So we've got a series of trades there: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 wins, and they're around about 4 to 1. That is very, very good money. So we come through to the start of January, and here we are. So you can see some of these trades here, they're extending out to 6 to 1. This is where the money is. All right. Now, previously, before, we were only getting this one here or this one here. We were not getting any more of these in the runs. This is the true dynamics of what we've got. So we've got the run up there, it stops, and then we come through here, we come into the next leg of it, up, and it stops. And whereas before in here we'd be getting cut to pieces, we've got one that we've lost there only, and now we come back into functionality. 2 that we've lost there out of all that, another 2 there, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. So with the risk that I have set on the EA, once we hit 2 losing trades in a row, it goes to minimal lots. So all these here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those there are basically no trades. They have cost us nothing. All we're doing is waiting for one of these to fire, and once we get to here, we start again, and now we're in February, and away we go, and into the run there, and up, there, and these guys down here, and away we go. So having a look on screen at this indicator, properties, and chuck it on for there and there, and have a look at what it's doing so far. So we've got last year 3 grand, 1 minus, there. End of the year is very good. We started this year, we got 5.3 for January and 1,538 so far for that. This figure here isn't accurate. We've got in the before the code comes out, we'll be adjusting that. He's fixed that little bug there. That figure should represent this one here. It's only in this 2024. The other ones are correct there. So that was a 33% win rate and a 47% so far this year. So that's quite good to where we've been. If we now have a look at, we will come through to the pound yen. The US dollar yen. Okay, let's have a look what we've had since January here. Have a look at this, guys. And again, so this is marking it. I haven't bothered to put the ribbon on there, but look at this. So again, as I say, before we were only taking one trade here. Man, we're doing ourselves a massive injustice. Right. If that continues by the rules, each one, you take a trade, each one, and that. And because we're doing in trending, you're not getting jammed. The losing trades are minimal. As I say, we can set that in the EA. There's two settings. One is via risk, and the other one's to shut it down after 3 losing trades in a day. Just wait 24 hours, which is the safest way to do it. So again, we'll just underneath here so we can't see it. We'll come to January and there. And the 2nd of January, start off there. 1 there. A couple of losses, and up we go. 1, 2, 3. There's all our trades up there, you know. And a run like that is just phenomenal. And then, of course, we go into sideways. We've only had 1 losing there, so that will keep us out. Then we hit another bank here. And up we go. And then we go into sideways, and we get minimal trades in sideways here. We can live with that. Live with that. And of course, then we come through to here, just where we were. Now, what does that look like if we have a look in our results here? So let's just fire it up back to 2021 and have a look at what it's done. And this is where it really hits home, the value of what this is and where we are. So, have a look in 2022. So this is, all these results are a $10,000 account at 1.5% or 1.5% risk per trade. So these figures are being generated from a $10,000 account at 1.5% risk. Have a look at this in 2022. In 1 month, $15,400. That's in 1 month. That was just an absolutely astronomical year. So this is what happens when you get crashes and corrections. So now, when we get into a situation which the market is in turmoil, this is what we can expect from now through until the end of the decade. This is what we can expect. So, look at that. And even this year, 7,500 and 7,200. That's what these trades have made. A 58% success rate. Last year was very ordinary to start the year. So again, the euro yen was really, really full on last year to start the year, and the US was quiet, and then the US kicked in. And now this year the US is kicking in. So this is looking to be a year, I would think, similar to this one here. Now, if you can afford not to bank this, or you can't afford not to do this. You really have to have a serious think about trading with something like this. And you know, a lot of you guys watching this, you've had a go at it, and even with the PT3, this just leaves it for dead. It is a whole new way of doing it. And we're basically keeping the whole trick with trading is to keep out of the sideways garbage and move when it's right. So what we're doing, we're smashing and grabbing the market where it's in our favour, And where it's not in our favour, we're basically sitting on the sidelines. We are not interested. Right? So that's there. That's what that looks like. So let's come through and have a quick look at the Canadian yen. Okay, so this time I've left it's open here. So last year we've got a $19,000 year and a $45,000 year in that as well. Right, some really severe losses here. So you've got to be, and then what happens in March? 14,000, 8,000, 3,000. So, as I say, these results are 1.5%. We can cut that back to probably if you're running the 3 codes, plus I would envisage running another code that we had originally, which is the pound yen. It would be a 10-minute. I would still only be risking about 0.7 or 0.8%, a maximum of 1% risk on these to cater for the drawdown, because you can get a drawdown. This one here, pretty much all that is using the same code as the US dollar yen, so it hasn't been fine-tuned. So before this one go out, I will be looking at the filtering in the process, and Kieran did this one up for the US dollar yen. I need to go through and double check it and look at the target move up. There's some targets in there. We can still enhance this just a little bit further, but look, I just wanted to get this out, guys, so you can have a look at it and just see where the hell we are and the advances that we're making before it gets too far down the track and gets into the year. So, pretty much all of the codes that we're looking at, March is the very best month, and we're coming into that in another week or so. If you're thinking about purchasing in this anyway, do yourself a favour and do it before March so you can get some of these better returns under your belt and then go through from there. You definitely won't be disappointed. And for you guys that have been on board, you'll be looking at this and say, oh, I wish we'd have had this at the start. Well, that's fine. It's been a journey. You guys have come on board, you've been with me, and now you're getting rewarded for hanging in there, well and truly. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to work through. That's what that looks like if we come through here. Again, it's pretty much the same where you get your big moves. Start of the year here, January. As a matter of interest, let's come and have a look at this in 2022, March in 2022, and just see why it was such a dynamic month. Okay, here we are, 2022 in March. Start off, we got a trend here, up, 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 up. All those are winning. One there that yes, there was a triangle in there. Goes sideways, nothing. Away we go again. Again. Up, 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 and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There, and so on and so forth. Now, as I say, as you guys that have been on board with what we do, and anyone that's traded with the PT3, out of there we'd have got probably 4 or 5 trades. Whereas now we are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, there's probably about 30 trades in there. We sit and work all that out, and that's what we get, and there's the end of March. And then we go into sideways, and we still got one there to keep us going, and so forth and so on. So that's what I'm about, guys. This is where we're up to. This here, as I've said all along, I want to be the number 1 in the world with EAs, with what we're using there now and going to be using moving forward. This is definitely going to put us up there and put some nice returns back in our bank account for us. Probably another difference with this compared to where we've been, the codes that we've been using to get the success rate, we used a lot more time filtering, whereas these codes really, they are all based on price action. There are still certain points in the day when it doesn't matter whether you've got good price action or not, trades fail. We have taken those out, but it is a very, very minimal filter compared to where we've been in the past. All right, guys, look, thank you for watching this. Take on board what I'm saying. This is next level. It really is. It's a massive leg up in the food chain and trading, and this is going to put us way up above anything that's out there or what we've seen. All right, guys, thank you. Safe trading, and we'll talk to you down the track.